I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I got you. Oh, thank you, sir. Yep.
All right, as is tradition for the first meeting of the year, we will have the election of the officers for the year.
I would like to make a motion that we leave it the way it was.
I'll second that.
Any discussions?
Unless,
John, are you interested in running for anything?
Not right now.
Would you like to, launch a campaign maybe? No?
Maybe next year.
Next year? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So the officers stay the same? So you're the
I'm the adjutant.
the adjutant?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
I'm in the smaller chair. You're taller than I am, so I'm in the smaller chair. I'm not about to try to do any
No,
of
there's
that
just-
stuff. I'll end up shooting myself through the ceiling.
There's just different size wheels on each chair.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'll be go right through the ceiling.
Oh, you guys want to make sign that?
Oh, I didn't get to see those.
Okay, has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes of the December 15th meeting?
You have a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good deal. Have you guys had a chance to take a look at our invoices for the month?
I haven't. Did you, John?
Yeah, I briefly looked at them, but we got them ahead of time in the email.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept and pass the
Claim,
claims.
okay.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good deal. Okay, comments from the public? Welcome, Porter. And staff?
We just threw our public out.
Don't complain about it.
I'm not.
Again, we're
Dave,
being
you're off.
recorded.
You're on, Dave. Superintendent's report.
Just a couple highlights, I guess, if you haven't heard by now, the rain event, beginning of December, from 28th, 3 inches of rain. Most of it between 9 in the morning and noon, so it was a pretty good downpour. We did fill the basin, over 6 inches to the top of the basin,
Thank you.
never anything in the river, so hats off to the guys for,
Up to 6 inches?
yeah, all but 6 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
And how much does the tank hold?
1.2 million.
Wow. That's a lot of rain.
It's a lot of rain.
Good news on the vehicle side, we did get our back truck and our crane truck.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll be closing on the loans with those this Thursday with Saints here.
Good. You're gonna have Larry go sign?
Pardon me?
You're gonna have Larry sign the, okay.
No,
I know, I was just kidding.
we want him to sign it. I don't want my name on anything.
Really, that's,
For everyone's explanation, the reason why we went with Centir with the structure, their structure is 3 single payments, one a year, is that the interest rate on the money we have invested in the state fund over the long haul will generate more money than what we spend on the interest
That's
on the
great.
loan
Beautiful.
because of compounding interest. If everybody can remember that from the 8th grade math class. Okay, thanks, Dave. You got any more?
no, that's really the highlights, unless you guys got any questions on this one.
I've got a couple of things. Our representative from the town of Porter is here, and one of the items here is that believe it or not, our contract with Porter ends the 20th of February. And it automatically renews for another 10 years, but I'm wondering whether or not, have we asked whether or not Porter has some issues or anything they would like to bring up, or do we have, I haven't heard anything all year about anything that we might want to modify
Yeah.
with the town of Porter.
We reviewed it and have not come up with any suggestions.
And you haven't heard anything from,
No, I've not heard anything from Porter.
okay,
I wrote, there was, Laura was handling that now, she was council president. I'll look into it tomorrow and see.
oh, great, super. If you see anything at all that you want to talk about, we'll get to it right away.
Sure.
That's good. On item number 7, it says you're still working on the upgrades for the SCADA system, and we may need to do some quick short-term investment. What does that mean?
Well, there's, it's hardware. Right now, our SCADA system at the plant runs on 2 commercial servers,
Okay,
which are past their
Oh.
useful life.
Okay.
Does that mean they stand a risk of breaking in the next week, next year, next 5 years? We don't know that.
Mhm.
And there's other options, other avenues, architecture for SCADA that possibly the ones we choose would not require servers,
Okay.
all right? But
In the
cover
meantime,
ourselves in the meantime, I've researched other options, and you could actually buy a laptop and get the SCADA system on the laptop and run the whole plant temporarily on that for quite a long time. So that might be a short-term investment that we make until we see the full-blown need for upgrades in it.
I think we must be aware that the reason why this item is on the agenda is because the SCADA system is incredibly important to the operation of the
Well, it
plant.
is, yes.
It is the major
All of our alarms,
communication
all of
and-
our equipment's
right,
tied into
electronic
it.
communication
Yeah.
goes through the SCADA system. So that's important. Other than that, I didn't see anything else, guys. Did anybody see anything they
Nope.
wanted to bring up? Otherwise, that was a pretty good report. Nothing to I did notice that we in fact almost made our goal on jetting and filming the year's scheduled
Yep.
collection lines.
Yeah, we did a great job.
Good job.
Almost reaching the goal. The goal's gone up higher just because of our growth and everything. But when your truck is down and you have issues and you have
Mhm.
manpower issues, there's some challenges there that prevent them, and every year's different, so.
Plus, and again, one of the reason why this is so important is because a significant portion of your budget is assigned to maintain the collection lines. And you can't do the maintenance of the collection lines unless you know there's something wrong, and you can't wait till something breaks.
Right.
We 25, 30 years ago, we did that. We didn't have the
Right.
cameras, and we had to wait till things broke. And remember the one that broke the.
No, I don't
cost
want
of
to, I
$500,000?
don't even want to think about that.
So, and then it stops people from
Yeah.
having backups in their houses and all kinds of other things. So we've been doing a pretty good job, not a pretty good job, we've been doing an excellent job of camera and jetting the lines for the last 15 to 20 years, if I can remember that about the same time. So this is very important to track this and make sure we're on top of that. I think we're pretty good. Does anybody, Mark's not here? Oh, there he, oh, he's on my left now. You have no,
Sure you
report?
do. Sure you do.
Close to red as I can get.
Yeah, and Dave's wearing a Produce shirt, so
I got
yeah,
31 underneath.
of course you do.
I do. Now working with Dave on working on a remodel for some of the areas of the wastewater treatment plant. Got some environmental quotes in, sent them over. He's gonna look at those, but we're slowly working through the
Okay.
process.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Bill, you're he's from the town of Porter here. Do you have anything that you would like to mention?
No, I don't understand.
Very good, but thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, guys, we got a couple of quick board reports to look at. I didn't see anything on the flows of Porter readings or the Indian boundary readings. They all look pretty standard.
When is the Indian boundary agreement up?
27.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And then I looked at our operating information, and it printed landscape on a portrait paper, and it is so small. A couple of interesting things. We had 900 million gallons that we processed last year. We had 37 inches of rain. And to put that in perspective, I believe that's probably smack dab in the middle for the last 10 years. We've had as high as like 46 and as low as like 28 or something like that.
But it seems like it comes all at one time.
Yeah, that has been the problem. We had a couple of months where one month I had like 5 points.
Yeah.
4.5. Oh, yeah, 5.3 in July. And if it comes all at once, you can see what happens to
Yeah.
our tank fills up. Porter was 143 million gallons, operating at about 46% of the capacity of the plant that they have allocated. Indian Boundary was 1,000,004 gallons, And they're up to 58%, and they're not going anywhere. They're going to be at 58% for the rest of their lives. Chesterton, 62 million gallons, operating at 56% of its capacity. I think we need to put this a little bit in perspective. The plant's a 4.6 million gallon capacity plant, and it was designed when we did this modification, what, about 15 years ago? 2012? Okay. When we did it at 2012, we were at 95% of our capacity. It was a 2-point-something million gallon facility. And the state of Indiana says when you get to 95%, you really should start taking a look and do a survey of all the development that could happen in your area and start planning for servicing that area. Well, we did that survey and found out that for our service area that's defined by IDEM, that ultimately about 4.5 to 5 million gallons a day would take care of everything in that whole area. And we had proposed to put it in incrementally, if I remember rightly, John. It was going to be so much a year. And the state of Indiana says, we'll loan you the money if you do the whole thing. So we did the whole thing. So literally, our plant was pretty much built out for the next 20 years. We now discover from the study that regardless of what happens in the next 20 years, this plant can handle everything that comes along our way, including for the town of Porter and some of the other areas that we might be interested in serving. Interestingly, there's been studies that indicate that waste treatment plants like this have a life of about 40 to 50 years. So since we put ours in 15 or 16 years ago and have maintained it through our budgeting and capital program, this plant will last another 30 years. Most likely, unless there's some significant change in the technology and what have you. But literally speaking, we're going to be we're in pretty good shape for the next 30 years. So that's just
Probably.
why we keep track of these numbers to make sure that we're staying on track. From a money point of view, we finished the year, believe it or not, when all is said and done and all the tricks are done, we finished the year with a net operating gain of $300,000. So that will be put in the bank to help pay for our upcoming capital projects or operating expenses that we're going to have. Everything was pretty much on target. Believe it or not, the real plus came from tap-on fees. Tap-on fees are a pretty good indication of growth. So the growth that we've expected to happen over the next 20 years is at a pretty accelerated rate right now. I don't know how long it's going to stay that way, but it's pretty good. Otherwise, everything else is a nickel dime here and a nickel dime there, and it's pretty good. And we still end up with a little over, I think we're right now at about a couple of $1 million cash on hand available, because we spent $1.3 million on the 48-inch rebuild line.
I asked Mark, have we started, or Dave, have we started working on the new entrance as far as engineering for the second entrance?
Yeah,
Not yet. Okay.
that's
We've got semi, but that's been tabled. I mean, I had a DLZ do a study. They had a couple proposed routes and we did a minor engineering study.
Mhm.
But
It's doable, but we have not moved forward.
well, the only thing I'm wondering is is the state looking at any grant money or anything like that to help do all of that, or is that all going to be on us?
Currently,
Okay.
that doesn't mean something won't change.
Right.
Yeah, we went over that when we did the budget review. The budget is a two-part process. It's got the capital budget and the operating budget. And we looked at the capital budget that was talked about, and because of the estimated cost, if I'm not mistaken, what was that, about 4 million?
It was 12, 13.
Oh, that number.
That one, yeah.
So that's probably going to be a separate issue to look at once we determine the condition of the 48 when
Right.
when we reline it.
Yes. A couple years ago, I did there.
We're looking at it. It obviously has to be put on the calendar somewhere along the line in order to maintain
Yeah.
this life. You can't have one line going into the
Yeah, but
plant.
we
You just
should do
can't.
much better once we get this 48 rehab.
Right,
right.
Yeah.
Pipe inside of it. It'll be a big
Okay.
plus.
As far as I know, we don't have any old business. I think we're up to date on everything that we need to be looking at. So the two new things that we want to talk about before we talk about the budgets were in our rate study, we had proposed doing both a PILT and an ROI, not donation, but payment to the town of Porter that they were going to, not the town of Porter, the town of Chester, that they were going to use for salary
Right.
increases. So we now need to approve.
I'll make a motion that we approve the PILT and the ROI.
Second?
Okay, anyone have any questions or discussions? Just for the sake of argument, if I'm not mistaken, the ROI is about $900,000 and the PILT's 169, 901.
58. Built is 69032.
6932. All right, so a little under $1 million.
We have a motion.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, good deal. Now, let's talk about the budgets. Dave and I spent an awful lot of time. If you look in your page and look at the first page of the operating budget, you know what? Go to the first page of the capital budget, please. Okay. I'm gonna find the damn thing. Come on, Larry. Okay, what did I do with it? What did I do with it? All right, after the title page, there's a highlights page inside.
There's the operating budget there.
I know, I'm looking, what did I do with my copy of the capital budget? Oh, here it is. Capital budget. And the inside is, it's basically a capital improvements plan summary of the entire 5-year plan. And we did go over item by item by item, and the items come from a number of sources. One of the sources are Dave and his overview of the entire operation, what needs to be replaced. The second one comes from the key people in the plant, like the operator, the plant operator, guy that's in charge of the collection system. And another comes from Mark, our engineer, who takes a look at the entire process. Remember, we talked about jetting and cammering. That's part of the process. When you take a look at all of those things, and we keep an eye on, these are our goals for the state of Indiana. You have to meet these requirements. These are the goals for customer service. You got to keep your customers happy. You got to service them. People like Porter rely on what we do at the plant. And then you take the experience of our superintendent to manage the whole process, to sit down with the key people and decide, okay, what do we need to do? When do we need to do it? How much money are we going to spend? And then put it in a scenario that fits the budgeting process, that fits the rate structure. The rate structure was based on us having a budget. In this case, it turns out to be about $500,000 a year for the next 10 years. We've been doing this now for about 5 years, maybe a little longer, but I think it's taken on a much clearer definition, and we're now looking at $500,000 a year for quite a while. And that's what's needed, A, to keep things maintained properly, to replace them as they need to be replaced, and B, to pay for any new technologies that are coming so that you can stay up. For instance, the UV system, we need to replace that. You guys remember when we got the UV system?
Yep.
Because before that, we didn't have the UV system. So, interesting, we discussed some of the things that are way down the road that we probably need to keep our eyes open for. Our plant is a level 4. Is that what they call it? A level 4, which treats typically residential waste, light industry, light commercial, light medical. And we have exactly what you need to treat that waste and put it back in the lake cleaner or as clean as IDEM says we need to do that. As long as that doesn't change, we're in like Flynn. What we're seeing now is a possibility of some elements getting into the waste stream down the road that we don't have the ability today to treat. Microplastics is one. That's a new technology. And as they start putting these things in, what we do and we would have to do a whole lot more filtering than we do now. So that's a possible significant increase in capital expenditure. We, however, don't, at this point in time, we don't see that on the horizon. The other one is eternal chemicals or forever chemicals. And that's probably a greater threat. And we don't have the ability to filter that just yet. So that's one of the things that we're going to do is keep our eye on these types of things for the long term to make sure that our plant doesn't become obsolete for the type of community that we're servicing and services. And that's all built into this capital plan. To make sure you keep your eye on it. Believe me, guys, I went over every single item on the sheet.
That's a shock, Larry.
You're surprised?
Yeah, I'm really
You're really
surprised.
surprised. And
Are you surprised, Andy?
and although it wasn't a command, but I did ask Dave to like justify every dollar, and he did a really good job. I have notes coming out my ear here, and when all was said and done, I agree 100%. This looks like a very justifiable schedule of what needs to be done and a very justifiable cost that needs to be spent. And the schedule, and I'm telling you, I wish we'd have done this 30 years ago, guys. I really do. Andy, wouldn't it have been exciting if we'd have started this process 30 years ago? Instead of when Dave really got here and started. We started it offhanded, but only in the last 10 years or so has it taken that.
Well, you got to figure
life.
30 years ago, Dave's the 15th superintendent we've had since 30 years ago. I mean, if you want
Well,
if you
not
want,
15,
Okay,
but
10.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think he's like the 6th, maybe.
I
I think that's not correct.
think it's more.
Yeah, that's right. There's
Yeah.
Couple 3-dayers in there.
The what? Oh, I forgot him.
Yeah.
7, 8, Annie.
Yeah, I remember I remember in a 5-year period 4.
double digits.
Okay, now if we want to take a look at the operating budget. The second and third page are excellent summary of how Dave has put this together. So if you had a chance to read those 2 pages, you know exactly what he's trying to cover here. Just on the top of it, we've seen our budget's going to go up a little bit because of wages and benefits.
Which is great.
The employee health insurance is up 10%. Wages are up 10% when you add the total, all things together. We're looking at 17% increase in electrical costs. So all the things that we know exactly what the increases have been built in. And the end result is that the budget supports the rates.
Yep.
The rates will generate enough income to cover our anticipated operating expense, which, by the way, is a law. You have to do that. You can't have rates that don't cover your costs. I found that out like the 3rd year that I was on the board here. I was like, are you kidding me? You mean we can't operate in debt? This page summarizes the whole thing. As far as I'm concerned, it was probably one of the best operating budgets submitted to this board that I have ever seen. And again, I did ask a few questions, didn't I, David?
Just a couple.
Just a few. And once again, he wasn't sweating or anything.
No.
But he did answer a lot of questions. They have good coffee over there.
Yeah.
Well, 2 or 3 cups. So I would ask for a motion
You have
to
a motion
approve
to
both
approve
the
the budget.
capital and the operating.
Any
budget.
operating budget, you have that motion.
Second?
Do you guys have any questions at all for Dave or at all?
No.
Then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
That's
good.
why we hired him.
Excellent job, Dave.
Yep.
Excellent job.
I know, no letters.
Once again, for the 20th year in a row, I have no letters or communications. Thank God. I don't want anybody talking to us. Comments from the board? John, take it away.
I was wondering under old business if we could add the process for the hiring of the assistant superintendent and
That is,
and add that to the agenda so we can kind of progress with that. And secondly, I didn't know, are we in a position that we're ready to advertise for that? Are we?
Not yet, we're still reviewing. I gave Larry a few ideas and samples to read over. Gave him that last week, so.
I didn't see it on the agenda, so I didn't know whether I wanted, but if he brought it up, yeah, we did talk about that because that's part of our long-term plan.
Yeah, and like I said at the last meeting, Dave and I both will be eligible to leave at the end of this year. We'll be at our full, and whether Dave stays or he doesn't stay, with the magnitude of that position, I just really am intent on, making sure that we get somebody good, we start the process, and we'll move forward with it. So, if we could add it to the agenda.
We could do that. There's a couple things. One is there's a footnote in Dave's contract that says somebody equal to or better
Right.
in capability. He did give me a draft of the Assistant Utility Superintendent advertisement and a job description.
But we've kind of been talking about it for the past year, so.
It's one of the most comprehensive job descriptions and advertisements I've ever seen. We find somebody that can meet these requirements, we're home free. But how to do that? The sad thing is that COVID killed our program with Purdue North Central. We never did end up pursuing
Yeah.
getting some young student to come out and train. And that's a shame. That would have been a good thing.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's not anybody that's gonna, with the magnitude of this position, there's nobody gonna come in and easily take over. Dave's gonna have to mentor somebody for several months, so. We really need to get started with the process, in my opinion. That's about it.
I think you're absolutely right. Thanks, Jeff. Scott?
It's a beautiful building. I've
It
been
is.
driving by it for a while. I've never stopped in, but
Be sure you come to the ribbon cutting.
I'm going to try my best to be here. Just so I don't have my picture taken, I'll be fine. But no, it's very nice. John, you guys are doing a great job on the streets.
Thank
I mean, as much as you guys had to deal with and everything else, it's just, but I'm just happy that everything is going smoothly and we have no major problems. I think that is wood.
It is.
Yeah, we don't want any more problems. So.
I can remember when we first got on the board, this is where we sat on this end of the
Yes, it
building.
was.
Well, that's right.
And this is originally where the dais or whatever.
This is where we
you
used
call
to
it was.
sit.
We used to
Yeah.
sit up here.
Then they moved it over there.
And the only other thing I'd like to, probably a superfluous comment, but like Dave put in the notice of the thing, we almost filled the pool the other day.
Yeah.
Most.
That's amazing. Just think what we'd have had to bypass if we hadn't had that.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that
Hey, we're
thing,
gonna,
that was money well spent if we ever spent it. And we spent a hell of a lot of it,
Yeah.
11 million.
but it's been worth it.
well, we're gonna see what the sounds
So
trade's coming.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Choo-choo.
good.
Train. if
We don't
that's
have to
it,
stop the meeting anymore.
that's nothing.
No,
I didn't even hear it until you mentioned it.
well,
But then again, I got hearing aids and I don't hear a damn
well, I've
thing
been,
anyway.
I haven't broke down to get those yet, so.
Okay, and literally I have no comments other than saying, Dave, thank you very much. You did an outstanding job on the capital and
Yes.
the expense budget. And Bill, thank you very much for
Thank you.
attending. We really enjoy having people from Porter attend.
Do you have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're done.
Hoosiers.
Hoosier.
Yeah.